All Blacks legends hope Tony Brown can be lured home. But Springboks hold the upper hand. A trio of All Blacks legends have expressed hope that New Zealand Rugby, NZR, can engineer a high-profile coaching coup by bringing Tony Brown back home. But all concede that prizing him away from the Springboks will be a formidable challenge. With NZR having decided to part ways with Scott Robertson, the search for a new All Blacks coaching group is already well underway. The decision has triggered intense speculation about who will guide the national side through the remainder of the World Cup cycle. With the clock ticking and expectations remaining sky-high, at the center of that conversation is Highlanders head coach Jamie Joseph, who has emerged as the leading candidate to take charge until the next Rugby World Cup. However, whether his appointment becomes a reality could hinge on the availability of his longtime coaching partner, Tony Brown. The Joseph Brown connection. Jamie Joseph and Tony Brown have built one of the most effective coaching partnerships in modern rugby. From Super Rugby success with the Highlanders to their transformative work with Japan on the international stage, the duo have consistently delivered results by combining Joseph's demanding leadership style with Brown's attacking innovation. That history has made Brown a natural target for NZR as they consider reshaping the All Blacks coaching group. But the challenge is obvious. Brown is currently contracted to the Springboks, where he works under Rassie Erasmus and is deeply embedded in a world champion environment. While Brown's influence has helped South Africa expand their attacking arsenal without compromising their traditional strengths, his value has only grown, making any potential release both politically and practically difficult. Legends back Jamie Joseph despite alternative candidates being mentioned, including former Ireland coach Joe Schmidt, All Blacks greats Justin Marshall, Jeff Wilson, and Mils Muliaina all believe NZR are lining up Jamie Joseph as their preferred option. Wilson, speaking on a breakdown, said it would be surprising if Joseph was not already the governing body's top target. It would be hard to believe he's not the guy they've targeted to take over, Wilson said, and they will be hoping they can lure Tony Brown back from the Springboks. Wilson suggested that Brown may have anticipated such an opportunity arising later in his career, but that the unexpected timing of Robertson's departure could accelerate matters. I would be surprised if Tony hasn't left the door open, he said. I know he was offering to help the Highlanders earlier this season, and South African Rugby were happy for him to do that. It didn't quite work out for other reasons, but in the back of his mind, I think he's looked at it and gone, I would love to coach the All Blacks with Jamie Joseph. Wilson added that while he did not know the specifics of Brown's contract, he suspected the attacking coach would at least be open to the possibility. He loves coaching, and I think he would love to coach the All Blacks. He said that Marshall urges caution. Justin Marshall, however, struck a more cautious tone. While acknowledging that coaching the All Blacks would represent the pinnacle of Brown's career, he believes South Africa have taken steps to secure his future. I think that would be his ultimate ambition and goal, Marshall said. But I would imagine they've got him in concrete over there, especially with the All Blacks coming this year. Marshall noted that Brown appears settled and fulfilled in his current role. From all accounts, having spoken to him, he's in a great environment and he loves what he's doing, he said. It would take something really significant to move him on. The All Blacks are significant, so there could be a possibility, but it wouldn't be easy. Joseph's credentials continue to grow. Joseph's standing within New Zealand Rugby has only strengthened in recent months. His appointment as head coach of the All Blacks 15 during their November tour was widely viewed as a testing ground, and he passed with distinction. The second-string side recorded 3 consecutive victories over the Barbarians, England A and Uruguay, with players responding positively to Joseph's clarity, discipline, and man management. Marshall believes that tour may have been a deliberate step by NZR to assess Joseph's readiness. Jamie's the most likely candidate, he said. That All Blacks 15 trip was a stepping stone, and by all accounts, it was a really harmonious tour that the players really enjoyed. With the World Cup just 2 years away, Marshall argued that Joseph's familiarity with New Zealand rugby structures gives him a significant advantage over candidates based offshore. Other coaches that come in the mix are outside New Zealand. Clayton McMillan is one, Dave Rennie another, he said. That means bringing people back into the environment and resetting them. 2 years out from a World Cup, it would have to be a massive favorite towards Jamie because he's here and he's doing it now. Muliaina, Joseph, yes, Brown, unlikely former All Blacks fullback Mils Muliaina, was even more emphatic in his support for Joseph, but far less optimistic about Brown's availability. "Put Jamie Joseph in there. He's the man to go," Muliaina said. "We shouldn't be going around saying, 'Let's open things up.' Jamie Joseph's your man." Muliaina highlighted Joseph's experience managing player power and cultural change, particularly during his time in Wellington in Japan. At Wellington, when he came in hard, he had All Blacks that didn't like the way he did things. And he changed it, he said. "He's coached overseas, he's earned everything, and he hasn't had anything handed to him." However, when it came to Tony Brown, Muliaina was blunt. "I would be very surprised if South Africa let Tony Brown go," he said. "They would be stupid to do that. Why would you let Tony Brown go? There's no way." From a Springbok perspective, Brown has become a crucial part of a coaching group that has delivered sustained excellence. Allowing him to join a direct rival will be almost unthinkable that alternatives if Brown is unavailable if NZR are unable to secure Brown's release. Muliaina believes experience and balance should be prioritized. "I hope he's got a clause in there," he said of Brown. "Because Jamie Joseph for me, Tony Brown if you can get him, but Dave Rennie is another guy that has gone through all that experience." Rennie's track record with the Chiefs and Wallabies makes him an appealing option, particularly as an assistant. "What he's done at the Chiefs, I think he would make a great assistant coach," Muliaina said. "Because of that old-school way, I think there still needs to be a balance." A defining decision for NZRA's New Zealand Rugby weigh their options. The stakes could hardly be higher. The All Blacks remain one of the sport's most powerful brands, but the global gap has narrowed, and rivals like South Africa, Ireland, and France continue to raise the bar. Whether NZR can reunite Jamie Joseph and Tony Brown, or must settle for a compromise, will shape the All Blacks' direction for years to come. For now, the message from former greats is clear. Jamie Joseph is the right man. Tony Brown would be the dream. But South Africa may hold all the cards.